can't eat without you, and I can't sleep without you. Stay up all night writing songs about you. Take me home. And I spend all my days here, so I don't have to spend them thinking. And I know
you look so gorgeous.
You got me walking 10 miles high. Step up, see if I can fly. My best guess is too far off, and in my chest the rhythm's gone, and all of the rest falls to the side. I sit alone in an empty house, writing notes while I'm thinking about the few folks I didn't let down. You got me walking 10 miles high. Step up, see if I can fly. Don't care if I live or die. Don't care if I live or die. Be my mind, don't like to think for myself all of the time, and be my soul, look into these eyes like no one before, and be my light, sunrise laughing 'cause we stayed up all night, and be my map, we'll leave with all the treasure we can grab. Ooh.
Well, good afternoon. What a blessing it is today to be able to celebrate the love so deeply felt between these two people, Claire and Blake. We're here today to witness and celebrate the commitment that these two will be making to one another today. And on behalf of them and their families, welcome and thank you for being here. Although this is their day, it's also a tribute to each of you. For each of you have played a role, no matter how small, in each of their lives to bring them here today. You are an important piece to the story that Claire and Blake share. And it's on days like today, when even when it's raining, all is right in the world. Claire and Blake want to acknowledge as well their parents on this occasion. They want to offer their profound gratitude to their parents for all the love and care that they've showed in raising them. The unconditional gifts of love and support that have been continually offered have inspired them to become who they are today. And they thank you from the bottom of their hearts. For not only have you shown them love, but you've given them the example of what love is and what a commitment between two people are. So thank you. We also would like to take a moment to remember those that cannot be here today. We ask that you please close your eyes and bring to mind those that are not here physically. Now, no ceremony creates your marriage. Only you do that. Through the love you share, the patience you have for one another, the dedication, the perseverance, the talking, the listening, trying to understand, helping, supporting, and believing in one another. Learning to forgive, learning to respect and appreciate your differences, and learning to make the most important things matter and to just let go of the rest. What this ceremony can do is to be a witness to the choices that you make today to begin your life as husband and wife. The bride and groom have selected a special reading for today by James Kavanaugh. To love is not to possess, to own or imprison, nor to lose oneself in another. Love is to join and separate, to walk alone and together, to find a laughing freedom that lonely isolation does not permit. It is finally to be able to be who we really are, no longer clinging in childish dependencies, nor docilely living separate lives in silence. It is to be perfectly one's self and perfectly joined in permanent commitment to another and to one's inner self. Love only endures when it moves like waves, receding and returning gently or passionately, or moving lovingly like the tide in the moon's own predictable harmony. Because finally, despite a child's scars or an adult's deepest wounds, they are openly free to be who they really are, and always secretly were, in the very core of their being, where true and lasting love can alone abide. Declare you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
All my days drinking, so I don't have to.
Claire and Blake, the two of you are now joined in one unbroken circle. Wherever you may go, you may always turn to one another in your togetherness. May you two find each other in the love that you both share. May you grow in understanding and compassion. May the home that you establish be such a place of sanctuary that all who visit will find a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to present to you for the very first time Mr. and Mrs. Blake and Claire Bostelman. Don't care if I live or die. Come into the world
that Stuart and I are to be the parents of this beautiful bride, Claire, and how honored we are and happy to have you, Blake.
Got it.
May 18th, 2019 is a very special day. One of the reasons that makes today such a special day is that you're all here. You're special people to Claire and Blake, and that makes for the very most special day there is. When she was born, we held her in our arms and we imagined what amazing woman that she, I can't look at you, would become. By the age 5, her kindness and patience and love of nature was apparent. As one day I saw her standing out on the patio, she was motionless. Her hand was extended, full of bird seed, and she was patiently waiting for that bird to land on her hand. She loves to continually learn. She's a creative and an entrepreneur spirit. In the past few years, she took upon herself to learn to play the violin, and she also became a certified naturalist. Our desire was for Claire is that she is happy and that she would find someone who would appreciate and love her for who she is. Well, God had a plan, and along came Blake. And then love began to grow. During the time we have known Blake, it has become evident that he is a really down-to-earth guy. Through Blake's actions, he too is kind and patient, we have observed, especially when it comes to wedding planning. He has been very caring, thoughtful, and willing to give a helping hand. We feel privileged to have such a great guy, Blake, in our family. So please, raise your glasses on this very special day and join us in a toast to a wonderful couple and a lifetime of happiness, Claire and Blake. Cheers.
All right, here we go. For those of you that don't know, I'm Blake's younger brother, Lucas. I am Claire's brother-in-law and Joni's roommate. I'm going to give you a brief history of my brother and I. Blake and I met in the late 1980s. And a brotherly love instantly formed for what I assume is probably the first 4 or 5 years until I learned how to walk and talk. And then it was your typical backyard wrestling videos, crazy stunts, thumbs and mouse traps with razor blades. Numerous trips to the emergency room, more for him. I cried a lot, told on him a lot. I think my brother, when I was going through high school, he was farther away. You know, I didn't see him near as much as some people see other brothers, blah, blah, blah. And that's just kind of how life was. But the best thing about Blake, and I think the definition of the brother, is that no matter what time I called, and it was usually never a normal time, between the times of midnight and 3 a.m., he always answered, and he always talked, and he was always there for me, no matter what. I'm going to talk about Claire for a second here. Hi, Claire. How are you? Good. I'm going to say something that Blake's not going to agree with. I feel like the IQ of our family has now increased with the addition of Claire. Now, the one time we did best, we were moving, and I'm going to tell this story how I remember it. And that was Claire standing in the living room, and she pointed like this. And she said, "That needs to go." And I said, "What is that, Claire?" And she said, "That thing." And I said, "What's it called?" And she goes, "The foot cushion." And I said, "Do you mean the ottoman?" Anyway, it's been great that Claire's coming into our family. It's really just been a blessing to have you with us. You make my brother a better human, which is hard to do. You tolerate us together, which is very hard to do. And I'm going to say one thing quick about my brother. He is hands down 100% the best cook in our family. So, please raise your glass. Toast my brother and his new wife to love and happiness and foreverness and all that.
So Claire's my little sister, because one of my aunts came to visit me in Santa Fe and told me this story about how when we were little, she was taking care of us, and she offered us a couple meal options, and Austin and I clearly wanted one, and Claire wanted the other, and it was like little tears, you know, trembly lip, and we were both like, "Oh, give Claire what she wants." And I think, you know, her take on the story was, well, Claire's the baby of the family, but it really must have been hard for Claire because, as my mom alluded to, keeping up with my brother and I was really hard. And she had like a perpetually skinned nose from the ages of like 2 to 5, just from falling, you know, over and over. It's true. But you know, being 5 years older isn't all that great, because after a while, sometimes your sister just does grow taller than you. I think these past, you know, 5 to 10 years have been hard. You know, you can't protect your sister from everything that might happen. All you can do is try to be there. You know, like, you know, even sometimes when it rains on your wedding day. I'm glad that one bright spot through this has been Claire finding Blake. I'm glad that you found each other, and I think that I hope that you still have that sense of self when it's easy and when it's hard, and that you always know that even when it's hard, like what's right, you know. And I think that you know that, and I'm really happy for you.
You have shown me what it is to live life in every way, shape, and form, and I love you so much. And Blake, thank you for putting up with me. When I think about every marriage and all my friends, you two are it. You two are solid. Let's one last cheers to the Bostelmans. I love you.
So here I walk by your side. Whoa.